If you're an autistic adult or think you might be, you've probably encountered a lot of questions about autism. Some are helpful, some are confusing, and some are just plain wrong. Many people, even well meaning ones, often rely on outdated ideas or stereotypes when it comes to autism, making it hard to get clear, concise answers to the things that actually matter. But what if we could cut through the noise and address the most common questions directly from an autistic perspective, giving you practical understanding and strategies for navigating a neurotypical world? As an autistic individual, I've navigated many of these questions myself. Today, we're going to dive into 10 common questions about autism, providing clear, actionable insights specifically for you as an autistic adult or for someone you know. Let's dive into the first and perhaps most fundamental question. What is autism really? Autism spectrum disorder is a lifelong neurodevelopmental difference. It means your brain is wired differently, affecting how you process information, interact socially, and experience the world. It's not a disease to be cured, but a natural variation in human neurology. Think of it like this. Your brain has a different operating system as an autistic individual. It has its unique strengths, challenges, and fundamentally, it's just a different way of being. Understanding autism as a difference, not as a deficit, is key to accepting it within yourself and finding effective strategies for every day of your life. Now that we have a foundational understanding of it, let's address a question that many of you will face. Why wasn't I diagnosed earlier? Or am I just autistic now? Historically, autism criteria was narrower, often focusing on childhood presentation and more classic signs, leading to many autistic adults, especially women and gender nonconforming individuals, being missed. Masking, hiding autistic traits to fit in, also plays a huge role. No, you weren't just autistic. You've always been autistic. The understanding and diagnostic criteria has just evolved. For me, for example, my parents found out early on when I was a kid that I had Asperger's, which is now in the autism umbrella. But the person that they got the diagnosis from just recommended that they tried their best to help me fit in as a regular kid. Now, to an extent, that was because of the lack of information they had at the time. But now I look back at everything that I experienced, and I wish that I had the knowledge that we have now to be able to live a better life with that understanding. Because even as a parent now with an autistic daughter, I really wish that I had this information as a child to be able to learn and grow and be able to thrive better. Late diagnosis can be a relief, but it allows us to also provide a framework for past experiences. If you're an adult with a kid, then it helps you connect the dots between what your kid is doing or what you were doing previously, and empowers you to seek appropriate support and build self-compassion. A big area of difference for many autistic people is communication. And I have dealt with this a lot. So, why is communication challenging? And how can you improve it? Autistic communication can be different in various ways. Very literal interpretation, difficulty with nonverbal cues like body language or tone, challenges with small talk. I have dealt with this a lot in my jobs that I've worked at. This is often a double empathy problem, meaning that both autistic people and non-autistic people can struggle to understand each other. The best thing we can do in this instance is to be direct, be clear, and if you need to clarify, ask clarifying questions. This is something I'm still working on with my wife and with my bosses at work. For nonverbal cues, social stories or video examples can sometimes help. I have noticed this as someone who loves to learn with video. It's not about fixing your communication, but finding strategies that work for you and advocating for your communication style. On the same topic of communication, social interactions can be a minefield, to put it that way. Social norms can feel unwritten and confusing. So how can you navigate social situations and build connections? Seek out groups or communities where you can connect over specific passions, whether it's online or in person. It's okay to have fewer friends or different kinds of friendships. Practice setting boundaries around your social energy. Consider connecting with other autistic people. For me, I have found that video games as a whole is a good topic to connect with people. I have connected with at least 2 people at work currently that love video games. And we talk about it as often as we can. The most important thing is authentic connection. And it's you don't need to conform to neurotypical social expectations. You just gradually build up what you learn about people through stuff that you and they are interested in. Another thing that autistic people commonly experience is sensory differences. So how do you manage your sensory sensitivities and overload, especially? Autistic people can be hypersensitive or hyposensitive to various sensory inputs through sight, sound, touch, your smell, taste, balance, your body awareness. And overload can be extremely distressing. I have seen this many times when I'm trying to interact with my daughter. For example, she'll constantly repeat the same things she's trying to talk to me about. Even though she's still learning how to talk, it still affects me. Identify your triggers. Create a sensory toolkit. So things like noise-canceling headphones, fidget toys, sunglasses, whatever helps you to balance out and relax again. Plan for breaks if you ever feel overwhelmed in your environment. Communicate your needs to other people around you if possible. And proactively managing your sensory input is crucial for your well-being and preventing burnout. Many people wonder about those intense interests. So what are special interests and how do they benefit you? Special interests, also known as your passion, is deep, intense fascination with a specific topic or topics if you have multiple. These aren't just hobbies. They're often a source of joy, comfort, knowledge, and sometimes even career paths. Embrace them wholly. You really need to embrace your passions. They can be excellent regulation tools. For example, like I watch anime as often as I can. Shows like My Hero Academia, Naruto, maybe even Demon Slayer. Like shows like that are something that helps me relax. Or if I want to play games, I will play Fortnite with my brothers or RPG if I'm on my own. Special interests are a core part of your identity as an autistic individual, and it's a powerful source of strength and fulfillment. Next, let's address some common misconceptions. So, is autism a learning disability? No. Autism is not inherently a learning disability. Some autistic people may have co-occurring learning disabilities such as ADHD, but many have average or above average intelligence. It's important to distinguish between your cognitive ability and differences in how you process information or express that knowledge. Generalizing about autistic intelligence is harmful as a stereotype. Every autistic person is unique. That is why there's this common phrase: when you have met someone with autism, you have met one person with autism. What about stimming? Stimming is a self-stimulating behavior that involves repetitive movements or sounds like hand flapping, rocking, humming, or if you have something to like fidget with, something like this where you're like twirling a pen in your hand. Stimming can help manage overwhelming emotions, and it helps with focus or to help you express joy. It's often a healthy coping mechanism. Stimming is a valuable tool for autistic people. Unless it's harmful, like say if you're hitting yourself on the head or something like that, it should be accepted and understood. And many autistic adults seek meaningful work. So how can you find employment that suits you? Traditional workplaces aren't always designed for autistic needs. However, autistic individuals often have incredible strengths, like attention to detail or strong focus, and even analytical thinking. That's why I wanted to dive into the world of writing, is because I have a good attention to detail and an analytical mind. So look for roles that align with your special interests and strengths. Consider workplaces that offer accommodations like remote work or flexible hours. And make sure that you self-advocate for your needs during the interview process and once you're employed. Explore vocational rehab services if they're available in your area. And if you can find autistic-friendly workplaces, it can lead to satisfaction and success. A very personal question for many autistic individuals is, can autistic people have successful romantic relationships? I am one of those people that even though I struggle sometimes, I still have been married for going on, like this will be 7 going on 8 years now. Autistic people can and do have loving, fulfilling romantic relationships. There are challenges that may arise from communication differences or your sensory needs, but these can be navigated with clarification, with good communication. Direct and open communication is your best friend. And I will even emphasize over communicating. This is something that my wife has been reminding me of for many times throughout the years. And needs and preferences are vital. Finding a partner who is understanding and willing to learn about autism is a key. Many autistic people find strong connections with other neurodivergent people. Just be authentic. And loyalty and a deep, honest connection are often hallmarks of really good autistic relationships. So, by understanding autism as a neurotype, advocating for your communication style, managing your sensory input, embracing your special interest, and finding supportive environments, you can navigate these common questions with clarity and confidence. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with someone you know who has autism or who may be learning more about it. Understanding yourself as an autistic individual is your superpower. Embrace your autistic identity, advocate for your needs, and build a life that truly works for you. You've got this.